the most disappointing Dragon Ball game ever. And a lot of you seem to agree with that sentiment, which I did find quite surprising. Because I wasn't expecting a lot of people to agree with me on that take. I was expecting quite a lot of backlash, people going, no, the game's fine, you just suck up Xenoverse, and you know, all these other comments. So I am glad that you guys are agreeing with me on the fact that Sparking Zero is a flawed game. As good as it is, it just didn't live up to the expectations and standards that fans had for a Budokai Tenkaichi successor. So in today's video, I come back from my 3-4 day trip to complete silence. I have not been on the internet for the past 4 days, and I have had no idea what's happening. But when I came back, I saw pings of a Sparking Zero DLC 2 announcement. And I'm like, finally, we have news for DLC 2. You know, DLC that was shown for like 2 minutes at the end of a really shitty tournament. And I come back and I'm expecting, oh boy, we saw Super Saiyan Goku do the iconic Kamehameha move. Does that mean Tamagami 3 is going to be in the game? Does that mean we're also going to get Tamagami 2, considering Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta is most definitely going to be in the game? And to that I say, you couldn't be more wrong. The Dragon Ball DLC 2 for Sparking Zero, it's not good. It's kind of concerning, I'm going to be honest. Now first, let's dive into who the characters are. Much like the superhero DLC, there will be 8 total playable characters, translations included because transformations are characters. The characters are Goku Mini Super Saiyan, Vegeta Mini Base Form, Mini Super Saiyan 2, and of course, Vegeta Mini Super Saiyan 3. Now, so far, that makes sense, right? The first half of Daima, they're all mini, they all go Super Saiyan, and Vegeta has his iconic Super Saiyan 3 fight, right? But then there's the last 3, which really concern me. We have Glorio. Glorio is obvious. You know, Glorio plays a big factor in the entire Dragon Ball Daima series. And he has a few fight scenes here and there, which, you know, makes sense. But then you have Pansy. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, does Pansy even remotely fight at all throughout the entirety of Daima? And I mean fight as in, like, extensively. One-on-one. The most I can remember her doing in terms of like aggressive acts, jump kick or like some smoke bombs or whatever to free the people from aging or whatever. And that's the concerning part, because if they're adding Pansy, a character who basically has no iconic moves or any sort of combat reference to speak of, are they just going to give her a filler moveset? And by filler moveset, I'm talking 4-pound edgy wave, high speed rush, palette swap, rush attack. And if it's the ultimate, are they just not going to give her an animation? In fact, what are they going to even do for the ultimate? That's my question. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad that we're retaining an aspect of anyone and everyone can get into this game, regardless of how much they fought. But it's like, you can't just add Pansy, a character who has literally 0 fighting capability, when you could have added Tamagami 3, who has extensive fighting, like, extensive battle. Like, that fight between him and Goku is probably one of the highlights of Daima, and I am not joking. So to see that Pansy gets priority over, not 1, but 2 Tamagami is crazy. And it gets even worse, because Majin Ku is part of the first Daima. Now normally I wouldn't have an issue with it, but guess what? Ku has no one to fight. Tamagami 1 is not in this DLC. So you're adding not 1, not 2, but 3 different instances of characters going up against a Tamagami from 1 to 3, and none of the Tamagamis are even remotely mentioned anywhere in this reference. They don't have any characters, they've got nothing. So it just becomes really concerning, because now we have characters that are just missing rivals. It just feels stupid. Like, what are they going to use for the trailer? Like, with Superhero, that made sense, because we had Cell Max and the Gammas, you know, that slot was filled. So we could use them in the trailers, because they had something to fight. While it was a shame we didn't get Superhero Pan, it was understandable, because Superhero Pan is, well, I don't think anyone would want her to take a slot over Starman. Let's just get that across. But to have Pansy take priority, or Majin Ku even, to take priority over Tamagami 3 and Tamagami 2, the rivals of Goku and Goku Mini and Vegeta Mini, you know, the big highlights of Daima, the big fights that the Super Saiyan 3 form for Vegeta came from, and the Super Saiyan fight for Goku came from, is concerning, to say the least. And that's not even mentioning how Daima Goku's gonna work. According to the description, it says here that for Goku Mini, it'll become a new outfit for Goku Mini. So basically what that translates to is that pre-order bonus where we threw in Daima Goku, who is kind of dog shit, I ain't gonna front you. That pre-order bonus, it's outdated as fuck. That's dog shit. Don't pick that one. That one's ass. So now we're just left with an ultimatum. You've got people who paid the Ultimate Edition or pre-ordered the game who wanted Daima Goku. Goku is a pre-order back. But now they're making it so Daima Goku is an entirely separate outfit for the existing Daima Goku. So does that mean that people who didn't pre-order the game have to buy this DLC pack to get access to Daima Goku, like the base form? But if not, then that means they're paying for 2 different Daima Gokus, like one before this DLC and one after. The same character, just slightly different moves. How do I know this, you ask? It's because the outfit where Goku transforms has an entirely different ultimate attack in the base form. Yet this doesn't exist for Daima Goku in the pre-order bonus pack. So now I'm just starting to get concerned. I've said this already, yeah. Now I'm just starting to get worried that this is how they're going to get around, you know, making new slots, adding on to the existing characters. Like, they're just going to make it so you have to pay for Daima Goku to go Super Saiyan. And then in the next DLC pack, they're going to have to make you pay for another Daima Goku who goes Super Saiyan 3 and then Super Saiyan 4 Mini. I'll have to make you pay for another Z End Goku outfit where he goes from Super Saiyan 1, 2, to 3, and to 4. See what I mean? See how this is concerning? And then they're going to make you pay for a Vegeta Z End outfit where he goes Super Saiyan and then Super 3. Yada 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 yada. You get my point. But it's just, to me, this reeks of cash grab, if that makes sense. But this feels like they were just trying to capitalize as quickly as possible on the Daima hype for as long as. But in doing so, they've essentially just doomed this DLC to flop. Because not only did they rush the characters out, and let's be honest, you can tell they were rushed out, but they didn't even bother to do anything again for this new DLC. No new stages, no new story, no nothing. Meanwhile, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, a game that is fucking ancient, is getting not 1, but 2 entire Daima DLC stories with an entire open world, unique enemies, battles. But like, if a fucking ancient game like Kakarot can shit all of this out in 2 different DLC packs, I know the release date is a really fucking big winner, but they've shown proof that this DLC will be worth your time. So it's like, why are the developers and Bandai Namco so shy and just so scared of like releasing information about this game? Like, to give an example, I don't know if you've probably seen my comment afterwards, but I saw an upload from Bandai Namco, and it was just a short for the release fucking trailer of Sparking Zero. And not just that, they proceeded to release multiple shorts, just clipping the intro cinematic, and then proceeding to clip the DLC trailer 1, or DLC 1 trailer, repeatedly, and then just coming up with bullshit titles like, Cell Max is on a rampage, your only opposition is Orange Piccolo. Like, fuck off, no he's not. Let's be fucking real here. Orange Piccolo is dog shit in that game. And I mean giant, by the way. Base form is fine. Base Orange Piccolo. So, to sum it up, basically, this game is under the hands of like 2 people, evidently. It's clear that the actual full-on developers have just fucked off with the Sparking Zero pre-order money and just rot, which is not uncommon. This happened with Xenoverse 2. This also happened with Dragon Ball Heroes, as in the actual arcade game, not the home release. And this is unfortunately going to happen with Sparking Zero as well, where the developers just don't give a shit and they're just interested in shitting out a subpar DLC to earn a quick. And I guarantee you, this DLC will be priced $18 probably. The reason being is because it has 3 custom battles, so you can probably just make yourself. In fact, I can literally make that custom battle part for part, word for word, with the right resources. It takes 2 minutes. Unironically, it takes 2 minutes. And while I'm really not fussed about the inclusion to the first DLC, I will say that Pansy getting a spot over Tamagami 3 at least is incredibly disappointing, and it just reeks of laziness. Majin Ku, I feel like, should have been saved for the second part, purely because he would have had Tamagami 1 to fight with, and instead replace his slot with Tamagami 2. That way Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta has an opposition to his inclusion. Much like how Beast Gohan had Cell Max, or Ultimate Gohan had Gamma 1, Piccolo had Gamma 2, you know. I feel like DLC packs should be structured in a way that's like hero's forms, villain, and his form, if he has one. I feel like that just makes more sense. Well, not villain, but like antagonist. But now I'm just even more confused, because what, are they just going to make adult Super Saiyan 4, Super Saiyan 3 separate? Is Daima Super Saiyan 3 Mini going to be separate as well, or is it going to be a costume or whatever? Is Super Saiyan 4 Medi going to be a costume or just a separate slot? I'm just really concerned for the future of this game because the DLC just reeks of subpar laziness. It doesn't really feel like the developers are listening or the developers care for what we say as much as they did before the game released. It kind of feels like they only cared what we say in the hopes that the game would sell more than they open. And once the game's sales came rolling, it started counting. So yeah, I think just whoever's behind Spark and Zero, the developers of Spark and Zero, really let the community down purely because of the fact that this DLC should have been a lot more than it was, especially with a 1 month hiatus delay or whatever you want to call it. You had an entire month to come up with a map, a retexture of the wasteland for Christ's sake, just something, a new stage, anything. Like, we have modders porting Sonic Adventure 2 stages and Super Mario 64 stages into Spark and Zero as playable maps. You have literally no excuse as developers of the original fucking game to add stages. The Xenoverse 2 devs, for as annoying and lazy as they are, at least had the fucking common courtesy to put new DLC stages with the appropriate DLC pack. So yeah, that's basically my mini rant or discussion debate thing over. Let me know what you guys think of this, because I personally think it's disgusting. I feel like the people behind Spark and Zero have just given up on the game and are just hoping that shitting out a subpar deal quick buck. But I do hope to be proven wrong. I hope that we see Tamagami 3, Tamagami 2, just anything that remotely makes this DLC worthwhile. Stages especially, some more stuff, content, anything. But yeah, I'm not holding my breath, but let's just hope my expectations get preceded or whatever. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next Dragon Ball Spark and Zero video. Take care and goodbye.